The VA says yes.
Right.
But the VA says no.
Right. They knew all the way back then, they just chose to ignore.
How could they if you yourself ignored it?
Well, that's where somebody should have done their homework.
I don't know how anyone that knows that this happened to someone can just go to sleep at night and be okay with it.
We've investigated waste and neglect and veterans who died waiting for care and benefits they earned. Our investigations helped some get the benefits they earned and expose lapses in the system for those who didn't. We'll start with a call to action for the politicians in Washington who may not even know what some of our veterans are up against. Nothing depicts the way our government can fail veterans like the story of Keith Brown. He was a Vietnam combat vet from Winter Haven.
I'm disgusted that they're treating anybody like that, much less our veterans.
His first problem goes back to Vietnam. Keith loaded the Agent Orange herbicide onto the aircraft. The Army told him it was safe, and he was soaked in it for years.
We just, would play like we would be playing with water hoses,
Then, after he came home and celebrated his son's first Christmas, they told him that Agent Orange was toxic, known to cause heart problems, tissue damage, and cancer. The heart problems and tissue damage struck first, and after his knees, shoulder, and hip degenerated, the VA addressed the pain by making him run.
And they had him going up and down 5 flights of stairs.
They put him on stairs until he collapsed.
He was in a group of people that were half his age that were active duty. He just went down.
Then after his back failed, they botched the surgery by running his metal fluid container through an MRI machine.
Well, as soon as he cranked the thing up, pop, and blood comes all over me, all over my pants, all over everything, on me.
He spent that night in a pool of blood.
Next morning, my pastor come to visit me, and he said, "Oh my God, what in the hell happened here, What did you guys do?"
Then came excessive drive times and wait times for follow-up appointments. Maximum, how long has it taken to get an appointment?
2 years.
To try to fix that, Congress passed the Choice Act, which is supposed to allow veterans to seek timely care outside the VA if they live more than 40 miles from a VA center. But like many veterans, Keith and his wife Cindy soon discovered the catch.
Lunacy, it's
lunacy.
Yeah.
Instead of his previous medical appointments that required him to drive from Winter Haven to Tampa, he had to check into the VA center within 40 miles of his home in Lakeland, which could not meet his needs and therefore referred him to Tampa. Meaning after the reforms, he had to wait longer and drive farther, from Winter Haven to Lakeland, then back home to Winter Haven, to wait for a referral to Tampa, then back home to Winter Haven just to see a doctor.
In all total, I think it was like 170 miles. Yeah.
And would you believe, after all that driving to appointments year after year, the vet who spent years soaked in chemicals linked to cancer could not get testing or screening for cancer.
They always are asking you about AIDS, and they'll screen for that. They know he's a cancer risk. He's not an AIDS risk.
What does that tell you?
It's screwed up.
Which brings us to the morning of Cindy's birthday in November of 2018, when Keith started coughing up blood. After those years of inhaling Agent Orange, the doctors told Keith he had lung cancer, and it was terminal.
It's like, let's wait until we are at stage 4 and you're terminal, then we'll treat you.
And would you believe, 1 month after his terminal cancer diagnosis, the VA sent him this form stating that compensation for aid and attendance or support for terminal cancer was denied.
He was upset to the max.
Then 3 months later in March, the VA denied his lung cancer was even connected to his service, denying his benefits for cancer as his final weeks on this earth ticked away.
There's got to be something better, because if they wait long enough and that veteran dies, they are under no obligation to make a determination at all or to pay back pay. The families have been through enough. It's time to stop.
Well, the VA did send this form 3 months later.
In June of 2019, it admitted it had incorrectly denied service connection for Keith's cancer.
But then 6 days later, it terminated Keith's benefits because Keith Brown died in July.
I wasn't ready for him to go. I'm still not. And I thought, this is an ultimate slap in the face.
The VA does state cancer screening is a key preventive care measure. It just does not automatically provide it each year for vets exposed to Agent Orange.
If they did it to him, how many other people are they doing it to?
And that brings us to a call for action from a grieving widow in Florida to the politicians missing in action in Washington.
Screen those guys. Get it before it's, killing them.
Cindy Brown just wants Congress to ramp up cancer screening for veterans at risk for cancer. And she's looking for any member of Congress who may take up her proposal that she says could save lives in the memory of the man she loved.
If he were here today with you, and in spirit he is, what would he say to you?
Go get them.